to each and everyone. So today we discuss about the annual plan. So we have the introduction. So what is the introduction of the annual plan? So we need to determine the annual plan by by objectives and their goals. So what is their goals and their objectives? And also here we target the long-term and short-term goals, and also the primary objective to motor potential improvements, and also the biomotor ability phase throughout years or months. So that is the introduction of the annual plan. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone, especially to you, Sir Sam. Introduction. Annual plan importance. Like microcycle for short-term goals, annual plans are crucial for long-term athletic success. Second, periodization. Effective training relies on periodization and principles to maximize an athlete's motor potential. Third, peak performance. Training aims to achieve peak performance for major competition through structured planning. Fourth, systematic development. Systematic development periodization ensures logical skills and motor ability development. Fifth, components includes annual plan pacing and biomotor abilities development focusing on sport-specific strength training.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening everyone, especially to Sir Sam. So today, I will discuss about periodization of strengths. So in this part, it focuses on how coaches and properly can plan the strength training or to maximize the performance and the athlete development. So sinasabi dito, na ang coaches ay dapat mag-focus lang muna sa kung anong klaseng psychological response or body adaptation na gusto nila makuha mula sa training. So halimbawa, gusto ng coach mo na gusto mong palakasin ang power, endurance, and also or muscular strength ng isang atleta mo. Kapag malinaw na ang goal mo, so mas madali mo nang mapili na tama ang type ng drills or exercise para ma-desire yung isang result. So dito napapasok yung periodization. So isa itong systematic approach sa training. May mga phases siya tulad ng general preparation or a specific preparation at competition phase. At ang layunin nito i-develop ang strength ng athlete ayon sa pangangailangan ng sports. So hindi lang siya basta like sa lakas or for the sake of being strong. Kaya though periodization mas controlled ang yung progress and mas naiwasan ang injury or mga burnout sa sports. So yun sa periodization of training.
To each and everyone. So today I will continue to my discussion, which is the preparation phase. So sa preparation phase, we need to set a month or year based on our training sessions. Like for example, my training January. So tas yung competition ko is December. So we have 12 months to prepare. So here, ano yung set ka ng goals, ano yung dapat kailangan mo i-prepare. Like for example, your strength ba, your power ba, or your endurance, or muscular endurance, so on so far. So here, you need to decide what is your preparation to your competition space. So here you need a like example, you set a weighting at barbell or dumbbell. You set three set of weight, three sets and 5 repetition each day. So you you training day and day. You set a goal, you set a goals, or you set a
So next, I will discuss about periodization training for sport. So dito no, it explain how training is divided and balanced across different muscle group and body movements. So dito makikita natin na hindi lang lahat ng isang muscle ay pantay-pantay. May mga agonist muscle na mas malakas kaysa sa antagonist muscles. So kaya importante no na i-balance ang training para hindi maging uneven ang development ng katawan. So sa chart na makikita dito sa slide na to no. So hinahati ang katawan sa upper body, core at sa lower body. So bawat bahagi ay may mga iba't ibang movement gaya ng mga push, pull at mga rotation. So ganun. So like both vertical and horizontal. So sa ganitong structure no ng training, so nakakatulong siya no para mapanatiling balance at coordination ng buong katawan natin. So yun.
Slide 10. Adaptation phase. Sa simula ng training, dapat halos lahat ng muscle group kasali sa iba't ibang movement or workout. Exercises. Maganda kung may 9 to 12 exercise tayong ginagawa na hindi natin pinipilit yung katawan natin. Strength training. Tatandaan, pag nagpapalakas tayo, mas mabilis lumakas yung muscles natin kaysa sa mga tendons or ligaments natin. Kaya, minsan, kailangan din natin mag-ingat. Injuries. Kaya, pag biglaan yung training, tapos wala kang warm up or wala kang proper na stretching, mas madali, prone to injuries tayo. At yung mga malalaking muscle, at saka yung maliliit, nagko-compensate siya. Kaya, mas mabilis silang mapagod at yun, nagkakakos ng injury or yun nga mga bruises sa katawan. Plyometric training. Kaya ang plyometric training like jumping jack, dapat kasi paunti-unti lang natin yung ginagawa. Like after 2 to 3 weeks ng adaptation phase, para pag malakas na yung muscles mo, at least hindi siya mabigla. Kasi karamihan kasi sa atin gusto natin yung biglaan lang, kaya prone tayo sa injuries. Agonist to antagonist ratio. Yung table na nasa taas, yung table kasi shows the balance na dapat between muscles na gumagana ng movement, agonist, at muscles na sumasalungat doon sa antagonist. Example, sa ankle, mas malakas dapat yung plantar flexion, yung sa paa, kaysa sa dorsiflexion or yung sa yung pagturo ng paa pataas. Tulad ganun. Basically, start slow and make sure nyo din na balance yung training mo para iwas kayo sa injury or para hindi kayo agad ma-injury.
So here in conclusion, no, the annual training plan, it explains the overall results and benefits of applying periodization. So nagiging successful ang annual athletic plan dahil naabot natin ang main goals natin. So tulad ng pagbubuti ng performance ng athlete natin, so pagbuo ng mga teamwork at pagpapalakas ng overhaul nila. So dahil sa structure ng periodization model, no, nagiging mas kontrolado natin ang training loads nila. Ibig sabihin, tama ang intensity, ang time training, and also timing and mga nakakamit ng atleta natin yung mga peak performance sa tamang panahon. So lalo na sa mismong competition. So